Alright, today I'm going to be showing you how I replace this sign inside of After Effects. You can use this for many things, but I'm going to show you how you can do this with the Mocha tracker that's built into After Effects. So let's get straight into this. We're going to put this footage down below so that you guys can follow along, but you can grab this footage and we're going to open up a new composition over here. And as you can see, we have this clip over here and we want to track it so that we can replace it. We're going to go to around over here just for sake of the tutorial. So I'm going to delete this part and I'm just going to pull it to over here. All right, so now we're going to go over to the effects over here and we are going to type in Mocha and we're just going to select Mocha AE. This is the native one that comes with After Effects, and put it to full resolution and click Mocha. Now, if you bring yours up and it doesn't show the classic view, it's probably because you're in Essentials, and if you want to change that, you can just select it over here, but you could probably work in either or. So I'm just going to zoom in over here and hold X so that we can move it with the hand tool, and we're going to draw a spline around the area that we want to start tracking. And it's really good to get a good first frame so that you have a good reference for track. So we're going to start here. We're going to go to this tool over here, and then we're going to draw around the area that we want to replace inside of this image. So around over here, I'm going to go to something around over here, hold X, and we're going to bring it up over here, and we're going to put this one over here, and then right click just to close it all up. And you can try and line this up a bit better if you need to by grabbing the rest of these splines and just adjusting them to make sure it's where you want it to be. And we want to get rid of this part here, so just make sure this box overlaps it. And then we're going to click perspective over here, and then we're going to click the track forward button. And once we're done that track forward, we're going to go back to this green marker over here, which is the first frame that we tracked, and we're just going to track it going backwards from here too. And if we scroll through here, you can see we got a really solid track going through the whole thing. So we're going to go here, click save and exit. Now we're going to duplicate this because we're going to need this for the second one. So I'm going to call this one main, and we're just going to call this one second track, just so that we stay organized. And I'm just going to disable the main one for now, and then we're going to go to the matte options over here and we're going to hit create mask. And then we really actually want the alpha channel for this whole entire thing. So if you press M twice and go to mask and we hit invert, you're going to see that it punches a hole right in the middle of the image, and this is what we're looking for. So we're going to go to content aware fill over here. We're going to select edge blend if you don't have it inside of here, and then we're going to select entire duration and hit generate fill. And this can take time sometimes, so just be patient, but once it's done over here analyzing, you just wait for it to render and it'll show you exactly the result that you get once it's done. Now if I hit the play button, you can see that it did a really good job filling in this area and masking this out completely. So we're gonna move on to the second step. So now we're gonna go back into Mocha over here. All right, so we're gonna select that layer over here, and we're gonna do two things. We're gonna turn on this grid over here, and then we're gonna turn on the planar surface. And pretty much this is aligning it with whatever you want to replace the area or the region inside of here with, if you put, like, let's say an image or something. So you can see it as a visual reference better here. So we want to select probably something around over here. I want to get something over here. And you could use the lines over here to really actually see if you got it fit to the perspective that you want. And I'm going to put it to something around over here. And we're going to grab this last corner here, and we are going to put it down to around this area. I think looks good. Something around here. And now if we play it forward, you can see that the planar surface is perfectly tracked with this area, and you can see it with this grid. It looks really good. So we're just going to save this over here and we're going to exit. And then we want to use an image to put inside here. So here's how I go about this typically. I am going to bring in this image over here. I mean, I'm just an anime person, so if you get it, you get it. And then we're going to pre-compose this layer. We're going to move all attributes into it. And then we're going to select where we have the track here from Mocha. We're going to go to tracking data. We're going to create tracking data. We're going to see where it says corner pin. Go to corner pin supported motion blur. Then we're going to select the asset that we just brought in, and then we're going to hit apply. Now you can see he's actually perfectly tracked into this area over here. And if we go into this composition and we press S to scale him up, just to make him bigger to fit this whole entire frame, and make him a bit bigger, something around over here. And I can change his position, move him up or down, just so he fills up this area, and go back to scale. And we probably could turn this up just a tad bit more. Let's say like this, perfect. And we go back to the regular comp, you can see that we have him tracked into the scene now. And as always with things like this, you can match it using the levels, but here's a neat little trick. If you add an adjustment layer and you put a tint on it, you can actually see the black and white values a lot better. So what I typically would do is go here and I'd add a levels effect to it. And then I'd pull back the blacks until they match to what I see inside of the scene. Something around over here probably. And then the whites, I'd do the same thing. So we just want to mute it so it's kind of the same tone as the whites in the background. And if we take off this adjustment layer, you can see that it matches really well with the background now over here. Now, if we bring this main layer to the top and we turn it on, what you can see is there's this little light that moves through it. And this is what really kind of sells the realism inside of shots. So when you take this off, for instance, you can see over here that we don't have the light passing right through it, and that's because we have a mask over top it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here and we're gonna rename this one light. Then we're gonna add an extract effect to this. Let's solo this first and add an extract effect. And we're gonna pull down all the blacks as much as we can get it, maybe to something like over here. And we're gonna see right around here where the light passes perfectly through inside the image. And this is what we're looking for, that area right around there. So what we can try and do is pull these blacks down enough that we're only choking out where the highlights are showing the most. And then let me see what's happening here. And that's perfect. Yeah, now we have the light that's moving through and it's looking a little too rough off the side. So let's add a fast box blur to it and let's just turn it up a tad bit, just so it looks a little more natural, like light would spread out. And if we turn that off now, as you can see, the light's actually passing through the image, and that's what's going to make it look a lot more natural. And for something like this also, you can add a hue and saturation. And because I'm matching it to log footage, typically I would just desaturate it more, probably to something around -60 is usually that love spot. And yeah, that's essentially how you replace a sign and change it inside of After Effects using only native plugins. I hope this helps you guys out a lot. And like I said, man, this stuff is fairly simple, and you can do other things like blurring it and really blending in a lot more, but I just wanted to go over the main idea of how I did this. So I hope this helps you guys out, and I will see you on the next one.